Right, this is the Empire Sports. As far as like the overall matchup, okay, to beat the Saints, we definitely have to have the more time of possession. We have to pressure Breeze, but that's going to be the more difficult task because he's a quick decision maker. He'll throw the ball quickly to anybody else. Sure, he's limited. He'll throw 10 yards or over, but he won't throw the deep balls as much. But you still got to cover the receivers. You got Michael Thomas as one of their best receivers. Emmanuel Sanders, he's looking for a payback, so you got to cover this guy. Uh, Alvin Kamara, he's another guy you got to cover. I mean, he could do it all. He's like a runner and a receiving back, so you gotta have your coverage well. You got to stack the box, and then they got Taysom Hill's another guy, but he's more of a gadget. Like he can do everything. He can even play quarterback. He can run the ball. He can catch the ball. He can block punts. Hell, he might even return kicks. I mean, this guy is like everything. But if we want to be able to beat the Saints, we gotta be able to like establish the running game a little more better. We definitely have to figure out ways to get Richie James involved because Richie James is more like that kind of player like the Saints have. Some people may say, "What kind of player are you talking about?" Well, he's kind of similar to what Emmanuel Sanders was in San Francisco. Like, he can give you the mismatches. And I mean, then Richie James is a lot more than that. He can be your gadget player too. He can do trickeries. I mean, that's kind of like having Taysom Hill and Emmanuel Sanders in one. But when you watch how Richie James played against the Packers, you're kind of wondering, like, how come we never use this guy as much? That's the one question. If we could put him in the slot and give him some targets on those big plays, oh, dude, that's going to make a big difference for Nick Mullins. But when it comes down to Kendrick Bourne stepping up big time, that will help. I think Ross Dwelly and Reed need to be a factor and help this running game better. I don't think they need to put up some big numbers. They just need to be able to get the job done. Reed, if he can get about 50 yards receiving and a touchdown, then that's solid. But if Dwelly can come out good, then that's a good move right there. But defensively, we gotta cover well on these receivers because that's how Breeze. You cannot give Breeze enough time. You gotta be able to freaking hit him. You gotta be able to get under the pressure of him. You gotta get in his head. Because when you frustrate him, he tends to fucking like throw it and get all pissed off about it. So that's what you can do to Drew Brees is you can frustrate him a little more. But in order to beat the Saints, it's just more time of possession because it doesn't matter it doesn't matter about their offense. But if you have more time of possession and you have a pretty big lead, they're not going to catch up. That's the truth. They're not going to catch up if you can get like a 2 touchdown lead and it comes down to the fourth quarter where it's like you get enough time to run the clock and all you got to do is just run the clock, like run about 4 minutes of the clock and it's game over. That's all you got to do. But in order for that to happen, you have to establish the running game. You have to establish a great rhythm with you got to get Ayuk involved too. But definitely I would try to see if I can get Richie James more involved because he can make the big plays and he can separate. Even if you throw those little negative yard plays or those short shuffle plays, this guy can actually score a big play or get 40-plus yards on those plays. We saw that against the Packers. If we can do that with Richie James, oh, we have a chance. I'm not saying we don't have a chance. We just have to execute. Execute is the main key of beating the Saints. You have to play inspiring. You have to play inspiring, and you got to catch them off guard because they're going to be a little cocky because we've been good on the road. So that's been our main motto. The only reason why I believe we're going to win is because we're great on the road. The only time we lost was against Seattle by 10 points. We could definitely give the Saints something to compete for, Even with all these injuries, people may say, oh, damn, Shanahan may be fucking good on that situation. I mean, Shanahan can coach a fucking Pop Warner team and make them fucking champions right there. That's how good he is. But this is the Empire Sports. The way we can beat the Saints is we got to play inspiring football. We got to play with heart. So, yeah, Empire Sports out.